Hello, everyone. Mark Satterfield here. Thanks so much for joining me. If you're joining me live, thanks so much for watching this after the fact. And naturally, I would greatly appreciate it that regardless of what social platform you're on, YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, if you would give me a thumbs up and a like, or if you haven't already, connect with me. That would be great. So glad to have you here. I'm really excited about the weekend. As you can tell from the subdued shirt here, I'm getting ready to go out and play some golf with some friends. Beautiful day here in Pinehurst. If you're a golfer, this is definitely a place you should put on your list of places to visit. And if you do make it here, let me know, and we'll get together for a round of golf. A couple of people asked about the painting behind me. Actually, my wife did that, and she is a painter among other things. Does this kind of old world, modern art interpretation. It's really cool. If you want to check out her stuff, it's at Marian Massey. That's MarianMassie.com, or drop me a note and I'll shoot you over the link. But what I really wanted to do today was to continue our conversation from the other day, where we were talking about the free consultation. And if you're really in any kind of advisory or consulting practice, getting that consultation, that discovery call, if you will, is crucially important. And last time we talked about exactly how do we go about getting it on the front end, and the fact that just putting a button on your website really isn't probably going to be enough. What you need to do is you need to create a page or a part of the page wherever you're promoting the free consultation, and communicate in that section what's in it for the person. Because understandably, people feel that it's going to be, little more than a disguised sales pitch. So they've got some skepticism built up. So in your sales page that promotes the free consultation, you really want to communicate what the benefits are. And personally, what I like to put a short video on that page where you explain what the consultation is all about, what's going to take place, how long it is, and what they can expect as a positive outcome. The other cool thing, of course, about video is that it accelerates the know, like, and trust factors. And one of the great things about social media is that most of us, not all of us, but most of us have become increasingly comfortable in terms of being on camera, being in a video. And as you can tell from what I'm doing, this doesn't have to be terribly professional. It's really the opportunity to get them to get to know you, because ultimately your brand is all about you. And this really does enable them to, really get a sense for who you are as a person. So think about putting a video on that page. So now you've had the person has signed up for your free consultation. And how do you structure that? Well, there is what's called the consultative close. I think there was a book by that name. If you haven't read that already, I recommend it to you. And the what we want to be doing in that conversation is naturally converting as many qualified prospects into actual clients as we can. But we want to do it in a way that's professional. That's not salesy. You're probably like me. You just don't like the whole salesy approach. Any of those canned presentations. So, but let me give you a little bit of a structure. And the structure is that if you think about the person that is calling you up, that you're having the conversation with, they're at a certain stage, and they are trying to get from that certain stage to a different stage. And the different stage is where whatever they're bothered by, whatever their concerns are, or whatever their goals are achieved. So on one end of the continuum, if you will, there's kind of the present state, and that's a certain level of dissatisfaction. The other level, on the other stage, or the other hand is them actually reaping the rewards. So you want to be walking them through and talking to them about what are the steps that need to be taken in order for them to achieve what they want to achieve. And the simplest question to get at that is, what's getting in your way of achieving that? And they will probably talk to you about, well, it might be this, it might be that. And then what you want to do is to suggest things. And I always like to use the phrase would, or the word would, to preface this. Would setting up a automated system to stay in touch with your prospects be helpful? Would using any of the white papers that your firm has developed be helpful in terms of reaching out to prospects? Would creating a separate page on your website promoting and communicating the value of your free consultation be helpful? So it's a series of would. And some of them they will probably say, yeah, I tried it, it doesn't work. I don't want to do it again. Some they'll say, no, I don't think it would. But there will be some that they will say, yeah, that might be worth considering. And what you'll do in this conversation is just make a note of the things that they say positive, they react positively to when you say, would this be something that you think might help you achieve this particular goal? Then at the end of the consultation, and generally, the consultation doesn't need to be more than a half hour, you summarize. You say, well, this was a good conversation. I think we got some good value. I think we agreed that A, B, C, and D might be things that you would want to consider in terms of achieving your goal. And naturally, you'll put in the specifics of it, because if you phrase it that way, it kind of sounds fairly stupid, but you put the specifics in and you go through the list of things that they said, yeah, these might work. And you want to get them to acknowledge that, yes, these are things that they might consider. And then it's, and this is the really hard close, if you will. You simply ask them if they would like some assistance in implementing those, achieving those, and the answer winds up being, yes or no. But if you've done a good job of really digging down and understanding what their problem is first and foremost, and then helping them uncover potential solutions. You're not saying, this is what they need to do. You're not trying to dictate to them by any means. You're just throwing things out. Would this be helpful? Would that be helpful? Would this other thing be helpful? And most of the time, they're going to say yes to a certain number of them. You summarize what those are. And then, as I say, your really hard closing question is, would you like some assistance with that? And, they may say yes, they may say no, they may say, I want to think about it. And that's, of course, the reason why you want to stay in touch with these people with continuing, great content. But this was a technique that I learned in a sales training program. It took many, many years ago, then promptly forgot and didn't do it. And then my friend Frank Kern reminded me about this. And I said, yeah, this makes a lot of sense, because not only does it increase the number of prospects that turn into actual clients, but it also is a way of providing great help, because whether or not they use you, you've given them some great ideas, you've given them some good food for thought, and you're providing value to your community. And as you know, I am this staunch believer that the more that we put out in the universe, the more that we provide real value to our community, that comes back to us so multifold. So hope this was helpful. Give me your thoughts. Have you tried this? Has it worked? Have you tried something else? Has that worked? I'm really interested in what your experience has been. So that pretty much wraps it up for today. As always, I greatly appreciate you being a part of my community. I'm going to head out and play some golf in beautiful Pinehurst. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll connect with you next week. All right. Bye for now.